Hello again. Okay, so something happened when I grew old and I lost my hair. I became very philosophical. I'm trying to answer one of the big questions that concerns a lot of gay men and also men who have sex with men. Being a openly gay man myself, is why do gay men stay in the closet? In particular, gay men and also straight guys, also called men who have sex with men. Well, even though it's like it's 2014, even though society's changed an enormous amount, people within themselves haven't. You see, basically, there's a few different reasons why gay men stay in the closet. Is the emotional shame and social denial. I think a lot of gay men, even though they're gay, they never really fully accept who they are and what they're up to. They just don't accept themselves. And that is an issue within them. It's not one that's in society, because society in many places, like I live in Sydney and it's a very progressive place, but still a lot of gay men never really emotionally accept where they are. So it's the emotional shame. They're not very proud of themselves, and it's the social denial. They just can't socially integrate themselves. Another reason why men stay in the closet is because they're really worried about what their family will think. They're really worried that their families won't accept them, and they're also obviously worried about their friends, and also a lot of people are still really worried about what their work colleagues will think. Now, many people I speak to say, well, look, they say, well, people are far more progressive, but the interesting thing is that a lot of men are trying to play straight. They're trying to live this straight lifestyle. They're trying to have it both ways. Obviously, bisexual men are a different story, because I think that they feel even more marginalised. There's very, very few openly proud bisexual men out there. So having said that, in my experience, the openly bisexual men that I have met, they're actually very confused people, to be honest with you. That's just my experience. They're all over the place. That's from my experience, yeah. So how can we better deal with this? I guess I think in many cases there are many people I know, that gay guys that are they're gay, and it's obvious that they're gay, but they deny being gay, and then that everyone around them knows that they're gay, but they don't care, so they don't mention it, so they're indifferent to it. So like I said, people that don't come out, it's actually their personal issue. It's not a society issue anymore. How can we help these people? Well, we can say to them, well, look, no matter what you are, I accept you. But in actual cases, there are many cases where people read the fine lines, and they feel like they're not going to come out because they're not going to be accepted. It's a very, very subtle thing. I think sometimes one of the reasons why people don't come out is because they see how their family and friends and work colleagues react and speak about gay people, when they're in the closet. This person is in the closet, and they get other people's reactions, and they don't feel comfortable about that as well. They're worried about losing friends. There's also a lot of men who have sex with men that are not really fully gay. They've got 1 foot here, 1 foot there. They might dabble. They might kind of like dabble culturally. They might, like they don't like the gay culture. They don't like the gay scene. Fair enough. I understand that. It is certainly not perfect. I mean, the gay world carries on like it's, well beyond criticism. But there's a lot. Within the gay community that is certainly not perfect at all, I can tell you. So a lot of men, they kind of like stay in the closet because they don't like the gay culture. They also don't like the dating scene. There are a lot of men who I don't know, maybe progress is not a fair word, but there are definitely a lot of men out there who have sex with other men, and that's it. They don't want to end up getting married, having surrogate kids. there's also an enormous amount of bisexual men out there that are in committed heterosexual relationships. They've got wives and kids, and their whole lives are completely mapped out. And what they do, they just spend decades just getting a bit of discrete fun on the side, you know. So that's another. They keep their sex life and the rest of their lives separate, because if they came out, then there would be a lot at risk with their marriages and how they would relate to their children. And people really are worried about what other people think in this world. They still are. You know, we claim that we've moved on from Victorian values, but in many ways they still exist. Now, another thing that keeps people in the closet is technology, because now with smartphone apps, people can discreetly meet others on Grindr, which is the world's most popular gay, social and personal meeting app. You see, so with technology, people can be incredibly discreet, and they can keep on living their lives. So there you go. Another thing that I've noticed is that there's a lot of older gay men. Like, I've got a very close neighbour, and he's in his late 60s, and they've never really come out. They're gay. They've lived really gay lifestyles, but they've never really come out. You know, they say they don't. It's no one's business. They don't want anyone to know. That's their choice. Okay, fair enough. But they're not out. You see, so another point that I'm trying to get across is that the older the person is, the more chained and bound that they are by the emotional shame and social denial, because old school still think old ways, you know. Whereas now, another reason why very young gay men don't come out is because it's also ambiguous. You see, so that many of them. I mean, for someone that went through, the gay sexual cultural revolution in the 80s, like me, where, it was a huge liberation to say, you're gay, you're out, and to fight for all these rights. Well, nowadays, it's something that people take for granted. And this has had an effect on a lot of younger gay guys who are gay, but their lives are very mixed because they're very accepted by all of their straight friends, and it's hardly ever mentioned, and it's just not an issue. They're almost not out because they just feel that being gay is something that they don't even mention or talked about because it's so accepted. That's great. The other side of that is that we've also seen gay pride, which is important to me, kind of like disappear. You don't see a lot of very young gay men that know about what pride is. It's about being proud of who you are, So when people start, throwing these slanderous remarks at you, you, like with me, I just, I say to people, I'm proud of who I am. Don't shame me. Don't make me ashamed of who I am. That really, really sets people in place that, they're very taken back. Because a lot of us have been very, very controlled by this sense and feeling of shame. And it's also religious as well, especially, being Greek Orthodox. Greek Orthodox religion is living in the Dark Ages, in the Middle Ages. Things are better within society, but the actual church's views are very hypocritically, very, very living in the past and very narrow. So there you go. That's my philosophical piece on why gay and bisexual men stay in the closet and they don't come out. There'll be more. Thanks for watching. Bye.